Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on using the Math module in Python, made for absolute beginners. One module, used well. Today we slow down on a single module from the standard library, Math. We use several of its functions and constants for real work. We explore what is inside with dir and help. The goal is simple: after using one module well, every other module feels familiar. The pattern, import, name, never changes. Only the names do. Math is friendly. Last lesson you learned how import works and how the dot reaches inside a module. Today we put that to work. We pick one module, Math, and call several of its functions and constants. Math is a great first module, small, focused, already installed, and every function does something you can verify with a pencil. By the end, the pattern will feel automatic. Pattern first, name second. We open one module and use it for real. The Math module is small, friendly, and already on your machine. Open one toolbox, type import math. Nothing prints, that is normal and correct. Python loaded the module and bound the name math. The silence after import is healthy. If you ever see output after an import line, something unusual happened. For now, silence means success. The name math is ready. Silence means success. Math.sqrt gives you the square root. Sqrt of 9 is 3.0. Sqrt of 2 is about 1.414. Notice the result is always a float, even when the answer is a whole number. That is because Sqrt can return decimals, so Python keeps the type consistent. Read it as math.sqrt of 9 gives 3.0. Float, always. A module can hold values, not just functions. Math.pi is the number pi to many digits. Math.e is Euler's number. Math.tau is 2 times pi. These are called constants, fixed values the module shares with you. You use them without parentheses because they are values, not calls. Math.pi is a number, math.sqrt is a function. No parentheses means it is a value, parentheses means you are calling. Values, no parentheses. Math.floor rounds a number down to the nearest whole number. Floor of 3.9 is 3. Math.ceil rounds up. Ceil of 3.1 is 4. These are useful when you need a whole number and you want to control the direction, always down, or always up. Regular round can go either way, floor and ceil are explicit. Direction is explicit. Math has logarithm functions. Log 10 of 1000 is 3, because 10 to the power 3 is 1000. Log 2 of 8 is 3, because 2 to the power 3 is 8. You do not need to love math to use these, you just need to know they exist and that the module has them ready. When you meet a problem that needs a log, math.log is waiting. They exist when you need them. Every module is explorable. Dir and help are your flashlights inside a dark room full of useful names. Math.pow raises a number to a power. Pow of 2 and 10 is 1024. You can also write 2 ** 10. Python has a built-in power operator. Both give the same answer. Pow returns a float, ** keeps the type of the inputs. Use whichever reads better in your code. There is no wrong choice. Here is a friendly one. Math.hypot of 3 and 4 gives 5. It computes the hypotenuse of a right triangle, the long side. 3 squared plus 4 squared is 25, Sqrt of 25 is 5. Hypot does both steps for you and avoids a common rounding mistake. You do not need to memorize every function, you just need to know the module has tools you can look up. Dir of math prints every name inside the module. You see akos, asin, atan, ceil, cos, degrees, exp, floor, hypot, log, pi, pow, sin, Sqrt, tan, and more. The names with double underscores are internals, skip those. The plain names are your tools. Dir is how you window shop a module. When you do not know if something exists, ask the module directly. Help of math.sqrt prints a short description of what Sqrt does and what it takes. It says, return the square root of x. Help is the built-in documentation for every function. When dir shows you a name you do not recognize, help tells you what it does. Press Q to exit help and return to your shell. Press Q to exit. Inside the math module there are 2 kinds of names. Constants are fixed values, pi, e, tau, you use them without parentheses because they are numbers. Functions do work, sqrt, floor, ceil, log, you call them with parentheses and give them arguments. Every standard library module has this same shape, some constants for reference, some functions for work. Once you see the pattern, a new module is just new names in familiar slots. Constants and functions. You can nest math calls inside each other. Inner runs first. Math pow of 3 and 2 is 9, Math POW of 4 and 2 is 16, SQRT of 25 is 5. Or, SQRT of 50 is about 7.07, floor of that is 7. Nesting works because each call returns a value the next call can use. Read from the inside out when the line feels dense. Read from inside out. After using one module well, every other module feels familiar. The pattern does not change. Pattern does not change. You can use math inside your own functions. Define distance with 4 parameters, x1, y1, x2, y2. Inside, return math.hypot of the differences. Now distance of 0034 gives 5. You wrapped a math function inside your own name, with your own parameters. This is how libraries and your code meet. You import a tool, you wrap it in a name that fits your problem. Wrap tools in your names. 3 small mistakes. First, using math before importing, name error. Add import math at the top. Second, SQRT of -1, value error, because the square root of a negative number is not a real number. Third, calling math.py with parentheses, type error, because pi is a value, not a function. No parentheses for constants, parentheses for functions. 3 clear errors. Quick self-check. Can you import math and call SQRT? Can you use constants like pi correctly, no parentheses? Can you explore a module with dir to see what is inside? Can you wrap a math call inside your own function with your own parameter names? If any feels shaky, rewatch that part and try it in your shell. Try each in your shell. Import loads the module, the dot reaches in. Constants like pi are values, no parentheses. Functions like SQRT are calls, use parentheses. Dir shows every name, help explains each one. Math is one module, every other module follows the same pattern. Once you can use math confidently, you can use any standard library module. Same pattern, every module. Next we step back and talk about third-party libraries. The standard library ships with Python, Math, OS, JSON, and friends. Third-party libraries are written by other people and you install them yourself. We keep it gentle, just the idea, no installation yet. That comes in a later phase when you learn UV projects. Idea only. Next, if you want a quick practice, try 5 calls with math. SQRT of 144, 12. Floor of 9.9, 9. Pi, the number pi. Hypot of 5 and 12, 13, because 5 squared plus 12 squared is 169, and SQRT of that is 13. 5 small calls. When that feels comfortable, you have used a standard library module for real. 5 calls, real work. Thanks for exploring the math module with me. See you in the next lesson on third-party libraries. Math is yours.